Right on. There you go. There's what we're working with here. When I originally done this turbo kit, it was I had an Aeroflow 600 by 300 by 100 mil thick intercooler, and basically that was on pump 98. That was a limiting factor for me. It was the intake air temps were getting up there. So this time around, I wanted to make a few changes, and I'm running with a Plasmaman. I think it's a Plasmaman Pro Series 530 by, I think it's 400 by 76 mil intercooler. So hopefully I can get a bit better intake air temps out of it this time. Turbo, I decided to change up the blow-off valve. I've gone with a Turbo Smart Big Bubba. Just decided to keep everything as legal as I can, so that's all fully recirced into a intake pipe. So it comes down, get my air filter down there. I see a lot of other turbo kits, obviously. Turbo obviously brought forward a bit more to make more room around the power steering pump and that usually goes here. But it makes it hard to put a decent filter, intake pipe and whatnot on it. So I sort of had to make the choice of whether I sit it back and make more clearance issues around a power steering pump and whatnot. But so I dealt with that, and as you do, number one plug was quite hard to get to. This time around, I'm deleting the power steering pump and I'm going to Astra power steering pump. So that'll be what I'm doing there, and obviously that makes now number one's the easiest to get to, so I'm happy about that. I didn't have to change my manifold. Just running a log style manifold, stock driver's side manifold. Obviously there's no clearance issues with that, they flow great down into a crossover into the back of the log manifold, and there you go. So that's a little bit of a overview of what I'm doing here with the ute. Just about ready to take all the motor, this dummy motor, this is the dead one, take it out and re-sheet metal all in here. I'm going to sink that down a bit lower to this mark here, just to give it that bit more of an empty look. And yeah, so that's, you'll be able to keep up with me with that. I do have a customer's build here. He contacted me a fair while ago and asked me about building him a turbo kit. And I've sort of always been the way, I don't like pissing in anyone's pocket. He did ask me, how much sort of turbo stuff we've sort of mucked around with, and being as mine was basically one of the only ones that I'd mucked around with at the time, just told him that, and he decided to get another company that now mass producing the turbo kits and stuff like that. So he went with those guys, and they've done a ripper of a job. But yeah, so they've done all the turbo kit and stuff for it. We've keeping the engine bay sort of off limits at the moment. This car, it's a GTO Monaro. Customers' plans are to put in summer nats, so sort of got to keep some of it as an element of surprise, I guess. All the turbo kit and everything is all done. It's got a built motor and stuff for it. It's a huge motor, gearbox and diff and whatnot. So we just got the job of doing all the little fiddly bits and the fuel cell in the boot. We made up a new reinforcement bar there. It's a chromoly reinforcement bar. As you know, when you go to jam a huge intercooler in these things, no room. So we get a bit of a overview of what we're doing on here. I'll give you a quick look at the fuel cell that we're working with. Huge fuel cell that we built. It's run Sean's Custom Alloy billet hanger from about there. That's all fuel cell. To the left is a water methanol kit, so a massive tank there, and a few other things that have got to go in here, dual batteries and relays and a lot of other stuff. So that'll all come. We're going to do some nice hard lines, try and make this real tidy, so you'll get to see through that as well. And then later on, obviously once they're all going, I'll jumping in the deep end as well, and going to learn how to tune this thing. I've got a good mate at a performance workshop. He's gonna be happy to. I'm going to pay him to teach me how to run through and tune it up, I guess. Obviously, it's pretty nerve-wracking the first time around. Done a lot of courses and stuff with the High Performance Academy on learning how to do it all, but just jumping in there and doing it is a completely different aspect of it. So hopefully we'll get that sorted. It's probably not the best car to be learning on, a fairly high-powered turbo V8, but we'll see how we go. It's the worst that can happen, blow it up and start again. So that's probably it for now, guys. Let me know what you want to see more of, and yeah, if you're interested in more of the engine building stuff or fabrication, a lot of it will be fabrication because that's mainly what I'm doing here. The engine building, it's not really something that I'm gonna try and pursue for my work stuff to try and push. Like, that may happen down the track, but for now it's just to save me money in the long run and me understand everything more. And when you drive things hard, things break. I want to be able to fix it. So yeah, and then eventually once we get this car going, it'll be going to events. You'll get to see what I've been up to, racing, power crews. I'll try and take it to the drags and probably a bit of drifting. Never tried drifting before, would love to. Silly me is already getting ideas for what my next project car will be. So see what happens. I'd like to build an all-out race car. So sort of limited to my creativity, I guess, here at the moment, because at the end of the day, it's got to be a street registered car. So, but obviously on a race car, nearly anything goes as long as I keep within the rules of cages and whatnot. So I've got some ideas of what I want to do. I'm thinking I want to build a bit of an oddball drift car, I guess you'd say. But I'll try and obviously want to get into. I need to get my ute finished first, get it on the road and start driving it. So that'll be the plan, and then after that, I might look at slowly taking on another project and get some more content for you guys, and yeah, a bit more of everything: building engines, tuning, a lot of fabrication, and whatnot. So yeah, we'll see how we go, guys. Let me know what you think. Obviously, this one's probably going to have very minimal editing, but let me know what you want to see. Cheers, guys.